US Citizenship Test N-400 to 5 responsibilities you must accept or risk failing the interview. Andrea and David remain seated in a quiet office room. Andrea continues reviewing the file, building directly on David's explanations from Part 1 about the meaning of the Oath of Allegiance.
In Part 1, you explain that the oath is a legal promise. Now I want to focus on responsibility. Do you understand that the oath requires you to obey U.S. laws at all times?
Yes, I understand that. When I take the oath, I am agreeing to follow all U.S. laws, not just some of them. That means federal, state, and local laws. It's not only about big laws. It's also about everyday rules, like following regulations and respecting legal requirements.
Just to confirm, this applies even when a law is inconvenient for you. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I understand that inconvenience is not an excuse. If I don't agree with a law, I still have to follow it. I can use legal ways to express disagreement, but I cannot ignore the law.
Good. And does this responsibility apply only while you are inside the United States?
No, I understand that some responsibilities, like paying taxes and following certain federal laws, can apply even if I am outside the country. Citizenship doesn't turn off when I travel.
That's correct. One follow-up. Do you understand that breaking the law after becoming a citizen can still have serious consequences?
Yes, I know that citizenship doesn't mean I'm above the law. Serious crimes can lead to penalties, prison, or other legal problems. In extreme cases, it can even affect citizenship status if fraud or very serious crimes are involved.
Thank you. Another confirmation question. Are you willing to accept this responsibility as a permanent obligation? Yes or no?
Yes, I am willing. I understand it's permanent and not temporary.
All right. That's clear. Let's continue with another responsibility connected to the oath. In Part 1, you said supporting the Constitution means respecting it. Now I want to go deeper. Do you understand your responsibility to support and defend the Constitution?
Yes. I understand that supporting and defending the Constitution means I accept it as the foundation of the government. I won't act against it, and I won't try to harm the system it creates. It also means I respect the rights and freedoms it protects.
Just to clarify, does defend always mean military service?
No, not always. I understand that defending the Constitution can mean different things. For some people, it may mean military service if required. For others, it means respecting the system, not trying to overthrow the government, and following lawful processes.
That's correct. And do you understand that you may be required to perform non-military service if the law requires it?
Yes, I understand that. If the government requires non-military service, like helping during emergencies or in another legal capacity, I understand that I must comply, unless I qualify for an exception.
Good. Now, just to confirm, are you saying you would not support any action meant to harm the U.S. government or Constitution? Yes or no?
Yes, I would not support actions meant to harm the government or Constitution.
And if someone asked you to participate in something illegal against the government, what would you do?
I would refuse. I understand that my responsibility is to follow the law, not to join illegal actions, even if other people are involved.
Thank you. That's clear. Let's move to another responsibility included in the oath. Now I want to ask specifically about service. Do you understand your responsibility regarding military or national service if required by law?
Yes, I understand that. I know that as a citizen, I may be required to serve in the military or perform another type of national service if the law requires it. I understand that this is part of supporting and defending the country.
Just to confirm, you understand this responsibility exists even if service is difficult or risky. Is that correct?
Yes, I understand that. I know service is not about comfort. It's about responsibility. I also understand that the law decides when and how service is required, not personal preference.
Good. Do you also understand that some people may qualify for exemptions based on religion or other legal reasons?
Yes, I understand that exemptions exist, but they must be legal and properly documented. It's not something a person decides on their own. The government decides if an exemption applies.
Correct. And if you were required to perform non-military service instead, would you comply?
Yes, I would. I understand that non-military service is also important and still counts as serving the country.
One more confirmation question. Are you willing to perform required service if the law applies to you? Yes or no?
Yes, I am willing.
Thank you. That answers my questions for this part. Let's continue with one final responsibility. For our final segment today, do you understand that the oath creates ongoing responsibilities, not one-time promises?
Yes, I understand that clearly. The oath is not something that ends after the ceremony. It continues for life. Every day as a citizen, I am expected to follow the responsibilities I agreed to, like obeying laws, paying taxes, and respecting the Constitution.
Just to confirm, you're saying the oath applies even years after naturalization. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Time doesn't change the responsibility. Even after many years, the oath still applies.
And if you ever felt unsure about a responsibility, what would you do?
I would look for reliable information, like official government sources, or ask a qualified professional. I wouldn't ignore the responsibility just because I'm unsure.
Good. One more follow-up. Do you understand that claiming you didn't know is usually not an excuse under the law?
Yes, I understand that. I know I'm responsible for learning my obligations and staying informed.
Final confirmation question. Are you prepared to accept these ongoing responsibilities as part of US citizenship? Yes or no?
Yes, I am prepared.
Thank you, David. Your answers are consistent with what you explained in Part 1. In Part 3, we'll move into final confirmations and specific factual checks related to the oath. Vocabulary: note the obey, to follow rules or laws. Inconvenient, causing difficulty but not impossible. Consequences: legal results of actions, permanent, lasting for life, defend, to protect from harm. Foundation, basic structure. overthrow or remove a government by force. Exception, a legal reason not to follow a requirement. A military service, a service in the armed forces. National service, a work required by the government. Exemption, official permission not to serve. Compliant, to follow a rule or order. Ongoing, continuing over time, a naturalization process of becoming a citizen. Obligation, a legal or moral duty. Informed, having correct information.